Back's turn. Origi turn, shoots.
Build the dream in FIFA 20, pay less and get more, and use the code TVM at checkout for a bigger discount. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to the Road to Glory. So if there were a few issues on yesterday's Road to Glory episode with audio and a few visual glitches here and there, because the rendering settings were wrong when I rendered it, and they've now been fixed, hopefully, at least. I may have to start rendering back out in 720 again as opposed to 1080. It takes like 3 times as long to render in 1080, and sometimes for whatever reason there are issues. So we might just have to go back to the FIFA 19 style of rendering, which shouldn't be too much of a problem, especially if you're watching on a phone or something. You're not going to be able to know the difference, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, we'll go back to that and we'll see how we get on. So thanks for the support in yesterday's episode. I appreciate it, despite the fact that we of course had problems. What you're watching in the background is the highlights from my rival games, and I tell you what, I've been struggling the last... I've actually come out of the struggle now. I don't feel like I'm as bad as I was in these games you're watching. Basically, what happened was I couldn't defend. I can hold the ball well enough, I can knock it around, and I can find space, and sometimes if my opponent's good at defending, I struggle, right? But still, I didn't have a problem with holding the ball. What I had a problem with was just getting hit on the counter. I can't defend, and then all of a sudden, bang, they've scored 2 or 3 goals, and I'm yet to score. Well, I've managed to... I watched a few defensive tutorials, one of which was very helpful, and now I feel much better about defending, and I don't think I have to worry as much as I thought I did. I was having an absolute mare. I played 7 games yesterday on this account, and I didn't win any of them. I think I drew 2 and lost 5. So yeah, it was tough going. But then I watched that defensive tutorial, went on my other account, absolutely slapped a few people around, came back on this one and won a game, and all was right with the world. But you know, it's all a learning curve. I'm not bothered about the record on this account. I just want to play and have fun and get good rewards, open some packs, get some good players and build a nice team. That's ultimately what I want to do with the series and what I want to do with the team. A lot of people are agreeing with... Well, I say agreeing. Some people are completely ignoring what I said, and other people are agreeing with what I said. Problems with the game, says Deshan Jacob. He says rebounds, which, as you've seen already, there have been a few rebounds scored in this game, whether it be me or my opponent. Responsiveness, that's the biggest issue for me. And then switching. Now, switching is something that if they didn't change it, I could live with. But I think if you don't, because someone said, or someone further down says, switching isn't a problem. I don't know why people are complaining. If you don't use the right stick to switch, you won't know what we're talking about. And I'm not trying to say that you're bad at the game or anything, or you're not a pro like we are, because I haven't won a game in 7. Do you know what I mean? But if you use the right stick to switch, you'll see that the problem is there. And another problem is when you have a player running for the ball, and the ball just runs away from him, and it's closer to your left back now than it is the centre back, but it won't let you switch into the left back. It makes you run all the way across with Jonathan Tah. That happens quite often in certain situations, and that can be frustrating. Of course, it was a big thing last year. They didn't patch it. They said they'd fixed it this year, and they haven't done so. We'll have to see what happens with regards to that. We took a couple of really difficult defeats to swallow, actually, because I was on top for most of these games, and then just 1 or 2, not lapses in concentration, but just defensive errors, and we've let the opponent in and they've scored, and it was a pain in the ass, man. So looking at how gameplay is at the moment is giving me hope that Pirlo might actually be playable this year. And that's from Ryan. And yes, because obviously when you look at new icons coming into the game, you judge them based on the current FIFA meta. So when Pirlo was announced, obviously we were judging him by FIFA 19 standards. He was never going to work. Look at this for a free kick. Aaron Geese arrows that into the top corner with his 63 free kick accuracy or something stupid like that. I was practicing free kicks on the demo for about 4 hours. And that is what I was practicing, essentially. Get in the little bit of a dip to get it under the bar, but arrow in it into the top corner. And I can hit the target 9 times out of 10. and I can cause problems a lot. And all I need is a good free kick taker. You don't get the consistency in free kicks with Aaron Geese, because I've had a few free kicks. I should have played that back across because, well, he's offside anyway. Never mind. Yeah, you don't get the accuracy or the consistency in the accuracy with Aaron Geese because his free kicks just aren't good enough. A lot of you might have just been seeing a new player there, actually, Paco Alcacer. I bought him for 5,000 coins because someone suggested it, and I looked at his stats and I was like, do you know what? He's got some decent stats. Now, unfortunately, I've not had the best of times with him, but I'm sure they will come. I'm not too concerned just yet. So, new logo. Yep. Vanilla Cream Dream says the new logo looks good. I changed my entire thing, and you can see the background on this face cam for the post-com stuff. I've changed it again, and I'm hoping that this is probably going to be it now, and I'm going to keep it. I had a full day of watching like 80s themed things. It wasn't intentionally done, it just happened. That guy's team looks trash, but he does sub in some really sexy players. In fact, he scores with one of them straight away. But I had like a full 80s whatever, and I just went, you know what, I love the 80s, so we're going sort of retro-y 80s with the whole thing. So my Twitter and my YouTube is now completely 80s, to the point where I've even got 80s background music, and my outro screen is now full 80s as well. But I love it. If you don't like it, then what's wrong with you? Seriously. So let's move on. 2, there it is. This is the one. Rob Foot says, the game is fine how it is. Whenever you ask EA to fix something, just remember how they have a history of ruining the game with patches without actually fixing the issue. And I agree with you. I do agree with you. And I said to you in yesterday's video that if they were to keep the game the way it is and they didn't actually change anything, I think I could cope with it for the rest of the year and still enjoy myself. So if they didn't put it, they will, obviously, but if they didn't put any patch out whatsoever this year, I'd be content with it. Rebounds would, I think, start to become the be-all and end-all. I think people would play for the rebound like that. You know, you just overload the box, because we've just scored a goal there that realistically, if the goalkeeper's had, I don't know, more than 4 IQ, he would have parried that round the post, or at least out to the side, or maybe even caught it. Who knows, right? But yeah, I think people will start playing for rebounds a little bit more. You don't get it as much at the moment because I think people are anticipating a patch because they've already announced that they're working on a fix. I don't see how they can cock up rebounds, touch wood. I think they'll either go too far the wrong way and make goalkeepers ridiculously overpowered, which I don't even think would be a bad thing, or they just won't do it enough and it'll be not that much of a change. But I just don't see how they can really sort of nose that up too much. In terms of player switching, again, I don't think they can really ruin it. You know, it can't get worse than what it is, really. So I don't think that that's too much of a problem. I'm happy to let them try and fix those little things, but just don't tweak the pace in the game. Don't try and do anything else. Interceptions are something that really do get on my nerves. I feel like I need to leave about 12 yards between players when I make a pass, but I can live with it. Like I said, I like the game. I like the state that it's in. Manual defending is class. I'm useless at it, but I love the fact that I'm useless at it. And it sounds stupid. If I was, 20 years younger, I'd be hating the game right now because I'm bad at it. But now that I'm older and I can appreciate that there's a skill gap for a reason, I like it. And all I want to do is learn and get better. That's it. I don't want to be a pro. I don't want to be a top 100 player. I mean, if I could learn how to, that would be awesome. But I don't really care about it. I just want to be able to compete with people, and that's all I'm after. So now live, there's one more comment to talk about before we actually do some rewards, and I'm going to talk about rewards as well. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to read like the first and the last line to say that all the people that are complaining are just bad is a bit harsh. And then the final one was, we haven't had one weekend league yet. We'll see how things go. So I wasn't saying that everyone who complains about the game is just bad at the game. That's literally taken out of context. What I meant by it was that if you are complaining about rebounds and stuff, fair enough, because they are a problem. If you're complaining about player switching, fair enough, because it is a problem. I can even understand people complaining about interceptions because they are rife. And what was the other thing? Responsiveness. There is a delay in passing, there is a delay in shooting. It's only a split second, but it's enough, and it's really off-putting. If you complain about all those things, but still say, you know what, I'm still enjoying the game, or I'm learning, then fine. I'm not saying maybe you are bad at the game, but at least you've adapted to it and you're willing to try to adapt to it. What I was saying is, the people who are on Twitter going, this is literally the same as FIFA 19, this is unplayable. I actually put a poll out, saying, how do you feel about the game? And I had a lot of people come back to me and say that it's unplayable because of how bad defending is and for how it's the same game as FIFA 19. Those people are the ones that I'm aiming that comment at, saying that they're bad because they're just unwilling to compromise now that defending takes skill. If you are trying, and I've played a lot of people who still try and use the AI to defend for them, and then they end up getting, slapped about 4 or 5, and then they leave. Those people haven't adapted and are still in denial, essentially, and saying, oh, the game's bad, when it's not bad. The game is good the way it is. And yeah, okay, a few things tweaked here or there would be awesome. But I honestly, like I said, I think if they didn't switch it, if they didn't change anything and they left it the way it is, I think we'd be alright for the rest of the year, in all honesty. And that's mad to say about an EA product in general, really, that it doesn't need an update. I'm hoping with any update, though, they don't ruin it. But no, I'm just talking about the people who, they lose every game and they hate the game because they're losing. And just because they haven't adapted yet, they're still trying to play FIFA 19 on FIFA 20. And it just doesn't work. So, with that being said, that was the team that carried us through the first Rivals set. And like I said, I bought Paco Alcacer, and if you have a problem with the way that I say his name, that is the correct way to say his name. 2 goals in 6 games. I know a lot of people say like Alcacer, and I think that's the way that the British people say it. If you can't speak Spanish, I can't speak Spanish, but you might as well try and say it the way that the locals say it, right? Surely. I was watching Liverpool play Dortmund pre-season, and I was watching the game, and the commentators kept calling him Pablo Alcacer or Alcacer. That's it, Pablo, not Paco, Pablo Alcacer. And I was like, what are you even reading? Like, that's not his name. Anyway, so I've been watching a few pros stream on Twitch, and there's me putting certain chem styles on certain players. I mean, I'm not going mental with it just yet because I'm not happy with the team the way it is. Obviously, it's going to change. Don't want to waste chem styles at this stage. But what they do for every single defender, regardless of where the defender needs the boost, they whack shadows on them all the time in FIFA 20 because they say pace is the be-all and end-all. If you've got the pace, you're a body in the way and you can defend. If you don't have the pace but you have great defending and you can't catch the player who's running away from you, what's the point? So I think what we're going to do is, in particular with Boateng, because I think he probably needs it. I don't think I've got one right now, do I? No, I've got a Hunter. I'm not going to do that. But I think I'm going to be whacking shadows on my centre-backs in particular. Maybe the full-backs, I'm not quite sure yet. But I'm definitely going to whack shadows on Tar and Boateng when I get them, or when I get the coins to do it. And I think I'm going to be whacking Hunters on my attackers. But again, I'm not sure of this team yet. Realistically, the only 2 or 3 players in that entire team that I'm happy to keep long term is Julian Brandt, Jonathan Tah, and Jerome Boateng. Everyone else in that team is susceptible to change because they are not big players. Like if Hazard was Sancho, then maybe I would consider keeping him. But I don't know. I'm not even sure if I want to stay Bundesliga. Maybe we move into a hybrid or something. Now, I said I was going to keep rewards for ones to watches, but I have a lot of SBCs to do with regards to hybrid nations and hybrid leagues and league and nation hybrids, and they give a lot of packs back. So what we're going to do, we're going to have rival rewards today, and we're going to do SBCs tomorrow ready for ones to watches. And I'm going to release tomorrow's episode a lot later so that we can get a little pack opening ready for ones to watch, okay? Now, I wanted to finish rank 2, and I couldn't. It wasn't a time thing. I just wasn't good enough to do it. Well, I say it wasn't a time thing. It wouldn't have been a time thing had I won at least 1 or 2 of the games. I think I would have been okay. I think I finished on like 5,000 points, and it was about 11,000 points for rank 2. But it was 3 in the morning and I hadn't won a game in 7 and I was getting really frustrated. and I just couldn't. I could not win games, and it was really, really irritating, so I had to give up on it. So we have finished rank 3, unfortunately. It wasn't through want of trying, though, trust me. 2 Jumbo Premium Gold Packs and 1 Mega Pack. The temptation to take untradables is there, but we are going to take tradables. It's only 2 15Ks and a 35, but I think from now on, this year, I want tradable packs. I want tradable items. I want a liquid club. I don't want to be stuck with a bunch of untradable stuff that I can't use. We already have an untradable Cavani that I have no intention of using. So I don't want that to be amplified, basically. So it's not the best return for week 1. But next week I'll have more time because I'm not going to be doing squad battles anywhere near as much this week. And of course the game isn't going to be half out through the life cycle or the week cycle. So here we go with the first pack. A 15k pack. I don't know, 1 or 2 boards from these 3 would be nice. Just 1 or 2, nothing too crazy. Is this going to lag when I first open it? First pack of the day always lags and then it's fine straight after. I've got no idea why it does it, but there we go. Çalhanoğlu or Çalhanoğlu for the first one. We get a bunch of contracts in there, which is nice. I need them. Same with fitness as well. Squad fitness in particular, because I've been really lazy with fitness cards, and I've just been applying squad fitness when really I shouldn't be doing that at all. Like, there's no reason for me to do it. The reason that I'm doing it, by the way, is because of how the menus work this year. I cannot be bothered to go around. It's not even a long system, but you've got to bring up the wheel, you've got to go to apply, you've got to find the fitness card, you've got to apply it, you've got to come back out, and then you've got to go all through it again, as opposed to just clicking one button and being in the menu. It's a little bit annoying. I know that there's like an instant apply, but it never gives me what I want, apart from maybe a contract now and again. Second Jumbo Premium Gold Pack, so 2 15Ks and a 35k isn't horrific, is it? Considering I didn't really put like that much effort into it, I suppose. I mean, I did, because I played 7 games yesterday and I couldn't win any of them. But you know what I mean, like in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't that much effort really. Picking up a few chem styles and a few players here that may sell for just a little bit. That mega pack though, if we don't pack Ronaldo, I'm going to be absolutely devastated. Someone said yesterday, you opened a mega pack and didn't pack Ronaldo, what's going on? I don't think it's that kind of year this year, unfortunately. I think we are I think we're going to be bitterly disappointed, or you guys are going to be bitterly disappointed with the pack luck. And the mega pack then, to round off the rewards from rivals. Can we get a board? Yes, we can. It's not a walkout, but it is a board, which is something. Spanish dead instantly. Striker. It's going to be Costa. Of course, it's Morata. 83. I mean, I got a board. Can't complain, right? I can and I will. Tomorrow should be a little bit better though, because tomorrow obviously we'll have a couple of 50Ks, 55Ks, 35Ks, 25Ks. Got a lot of players in there as well. It's going to help me out with regards to the SBCs itself, so that's nice. Bunch of fitness, love it, absolutely love it. I think, an anchor, not really what I wanted. Let's get rid of the Chelsea badge. We just packed him. He sells for about 1,000 coins. I'll take that. I was going to say something and I can't remember what I was going to say. I think Weekend League is next week, right? Is it next week, or do they give us 2 weeks after launch, or do they give us 1 week? Surely they don't give us 1 week. That doesn't sound like very fair, considering the game is out tomorrow for a lot of people. That doesn't sound right. Oh, the game's out today, and next weekend you've got Weekend League? Sounds a bit harsh to me. I don't know. Let me see if all these will go back into the club. Of course, most of them were already only there because we were trying to get the objectives done for like listing items and stuff. William Jose sells for a couple of 1,000 coins. I think I'm probably going to take that at this stage. Let's just list him up for 2.5 and see if we can get that back for him. These were the ones that I packed yesterday. I think it was yesterday. And yeah, I just threw them on the transfer list because I wasn't expecting them to be selling for much, but you get a few 1,000 coins back. I tell you what I'm tempted to do, not now, maybe, I don't know, it depends how long this has been going for, really. No, I think we've been recording long enough. I don't really want to be... Actually, I'll tell you what I will do. I'm going to go build a draft. I don't know why, but I just want to build a draft. I feel like I'm feeling it. Basically, what I want to do is I want to pick up... I want to pick up a couple of players that I actually might look... It's 15,000 coins, but I feel like we're going to earn that back in packs. I want to pick up a couple of players. Do we go with 4-2-3-1 or do we go with 4-1-2-2? I think I've got to go with 4-1-2-2, even though it is the centre mid version. I want to pick up a few players that I actually might want to use in the future, and then of course we can go from there and see if they're actually any good. So Messi is a player that I'd love to use this year, but for my first player, I kind of think I've got to go with Coman. Does he have a pace boost on him there? No, he doesn't. I could go with Aguero. Should we go with Aguero? Let's go with Aguero. I didn't want to pick the cam, wanted to pick the striker, but there we are. We've gone with the cam. I'm going to go with Kevin De Bruyne. Didn't even need to think about that. Give me Gabriel Jesus or an icon. It's not really Gabriel. I mean, we're going to go with Lucas Moura. I could go with Benzema here, but why do that when you can link them in? There you go. I mean, that's a really nice attack already. It's a better draft than the one I built on my main account, that's for damn sure. What do we got going on here? Probably going to take Tolisso. Doesn't link with anyone, but just kind of... I'm not even like trying to build something crazy. I just want to build something that works chemistry-wise. Wijnaldum I've heard good things about, so obviously taking him. Obviously taking Fabinho, being a Liverpool fan. We'll go over this side. Fabinho and Wijnaldum are two players I'd like to test out anyway. João Cancelo, I mean, this is just picking itself. There's almost no point to sit down and really think about this. Joel Matip. Felipe is a nice card, man. 84 rated, but look at the physical and defensive stats on that. That's crazy good. You do get a nice little link. We could replace. Do you know what? I'm gonna be cheeky. I'm gonna go with Felipe because I think what I can do is I can get away with doing that for now, just to get the chemistry in there. Another Brazilian centre back, Gabriel Paulista or an icon. That would be fantastic. Thiago Silva would have worked. PK maybe would have worked, but we'll go with Puyol. Pick the goalkeeper here, why not? Give me Oblak, or not. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. That's absolutely horrific. That is awful. That is so bad. Let's go with Johnston. Left back. Okay, that's a little bit better. What do we do here? Do we go with the Lincoln in Jordi Alba? Or do we go for Robertson in hope that we get a Premier League centre mid? I feel like I go with Robertson, because that's going to have to be a Premier League player. I want to pick the goalkeeper first, though, because I believe the defence is going to stay the same. Icon would have been nice. Oh, it's so good. Right, that's Van der Sar in there. Bang. So, that's cool. That's cool beans. Let's just go through the reserves and pick as many players as we all, the best players that we can. We've got to go with Jermaine Defoe, surely. Next up, I just need a centre mid, really. Premier League centre mid would be sexy. Virgil van Dijk has to go in there, and there we go. So, okay. We're looking good. We are looking good. It's just that centre mid. It really is just that centre mid. Robert Lewandowski. Do I go with Robert Lewandowski here? We do have Tolisso. Don't know, I might be able to work something out just in case. I think Lloris is probably a better keeper than Van der Sar, but no, we'll go with Lewandowski. We've got another chance to pick Lloris. I think I'm going to go with Marco Reus, though, because of the super sub situation. The fact that he's, is high rated as well. Oh, I need a Premier League centre mid, lads. Come on now. Do I go with Rose or do I go with Sanchez? Let's go with Rose. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this stage. This is horrendous. Come on, we need that centre mid. How have they not given me a centre mid? Go with Sane, I suppose. Come on. Oh dear, that's not what I want. Let's go with Big Russell. I think I've got two opportunities to get one. Well, I've got one, but it's not the one I want. It is Juan Mata. If Idrissa Gueye was still in the Premier League, we'd be laughing, but unfortunately he's not. That's going to give us the full chem. I'm not happy about it, though, because Juan Mata's not a player, realistically, that I want in there. If we can get someone else, anyone else, nope. Fantastic. Let's take Van der Beek, and then we're going to be picking up defenders here, which I really don't care about. Let's go with Sam Smith, and I don't know what his name is. Smith is good enough, and we'll go with Big Dunk as well. Why not? It wasn't the end to the draft that I wanted. We'd done really well up until that point, but unfortunately, it sort of fell off at the end, didn't it? Didn't get the players that I wanted. But it's still a team with 100 chem. It's full Premier League with a couple of icons. It's boring as hell, but I'm alright with it. I'm alright with it being boring. There we go. Let's just select the manager. Give me Klopp. It's like a match made in heaven. There you go. Right. What? I didn't even notice the rating. So 186, which I have no idea if that's good or bad. Probably about average. But I'm not going to play the games today. That's what you're going to see tomorrow. I will, of course, include the packs tomorrow. But at the very beginning of the episode, you will see draft gameplay. And you'll see whatever rewards we pick up from that. I'm probably going to play that on stream, actually. We've sold 5 things. We're back up to 30,000 coins just from selling a bunch of nonsense, which is decent. We've got a couple of things left to sell. And if it does sell, we should be, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4.5k. Should be, nearly about 35,000 coins. So, that draft, in my mind, has now only cost me about 6,000 coins. And we should get, even if we get knocked out in the first round, which is very likely, we should get some decent packs back to make us like 5 or 6k. So it's fine. Hybrid leagues is difficult. You need loyalty on a lot of them. Hybrid nations isn't as difficult. We do get a rare mega pack. You get a rare mega pack for that as well. I've already done the one, of course, but on this one we get a 45k pack, an Electrum, and a goal players pack, and a 55k for finishing. The hybrid leagues, we get a 50k pack, a mega pack, prime mixed players, and a prime Electrum, as well as the 55 for finishing. And then, of course, League and Nation hybrid, which can be difficult. A rare mega, a rare mixed, and a premium gold players pack. And then, of course, for completing it, we get 13,000 coins and that horrendous kit. But I'm going to try and complete as much of those 3 as I can. I'm going to spend all my coins to do it as well, because I feel like it's worth doing. We have a lot of things in the club we can use. So, yeah, tomorrow should be a relatively good day, I hope. If you have any questions worth asking, feel free to drop them in the comments. If you have enjoyed today's episode, then do me a favor and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.